Manchester United are going to be a huge problem this season. I said it and now I see it. But obviously, I had also mentioned the fact that I don't think they are fully formed yet, because there are positions which I still think they need to work on, especially in defensive midfield and also the keeper. And of course, what we see is the keeper also makes a mistake, deriving from a corner, and he tries to push the ball out, but he also gets a push, and that also makes him lose balance and the ball goes in. That is a mistake which also I thought maybe the keeper might have deemed it a foul, but he did not. But apart from that chance that we saw from Arsenal, I don't think they ever posed any threat, because judging from how that ball went in, you would think maybe the keeper is not good enough. You'd think maybe Arsenal will try to put the pressure on the keeper and maybe they might get a second goal. But United would not allow anything of that sort to happen, because what we see from then going forward is just we see United attacking. They kept on attacking, but unfortunately, they didn't have their scoring boots on. And another thing also is that Arsenal are just too good defensively. And if there's anything we're going to talk about with Arsenal, is that they are always going to be defensively solid. And that's also something that's going to help them be able to compete. That's something that's going to help them compete. We can see with Liverpool, defensively, they still have some frailties there. We saw, they were 2-0 up, and before you knew it, they were 2-2. And that's something I think Liverpool are going to need if they are to compete with this Arsenal side, because when it comes to defense, they have it. We saw Gabriel on lock, we saw Saliba on lock. Even though Calafiori was being cooked by Mbeumo, but other defenders were there. The centre back pairing were there to protect him. And we saw Cunha as well, a player whom I held in high esteem. I actually wanted him at Liverpool, but also hearing that United were interested in him, I got jealous of them. Because I understand how much of a baller he is. And in this game, we see that. This is a big game. This is a big opening game. And we saw how he was handling it in the middle there. We saw the chances he kept on creating for Mbeumo. Unfortunately, Mbeumo couldn't really, find the perfect balance. He couldn't find the perfect chance to utilize the chances that he got. And also, obviously, Sesko got in, but he wasn't really fed the chances we thought he would be, because Captain Fantastic in Bruno, he was just not himself today. I don't think he was good enough, because had he been good enough, I think he would have been able to involve Sesko more in the game. But he didn't have a good game, and that's one of the reasons why things got a little bit difficult. That's why Sesko was not, included as much. Although they tried with long balls to give it to him, but it was always, a bit difficult for him. But apart from that, I think United fans should actually be very, very proud of how United played today. This is something I don't think you guys have seen for the past 2 seasons. This is what you guys have been lacking. And with the new recruits at the club right now, I believe that they have that. They have the hunger. They have the diehard spirit, and I think Amorim, maybe you guys might not rate him as much, but one thing you should give him is that he brought in the right type of players, the players that are needed for United to succeed, and when I was watching the game, I was like, what? Any team that actually comes to Old Trafford this season, it's going to be really, really, really difficult to come out with 3 points. It's going to be really difficult to come out with 3 points. Obviously, Arsenal managed to do that, but who are we kidding? We know that Arsenal are a good team. We know that Arsenal have finally, brought in the player that they've been, lacking in Gyökeres. Although today he was not in the game, not even in the slightest. They kept him quiet. I don't think he was fed the balls. Saka was also not there. Starboy, he was not there. And that's a testament to how good United were. That's how good United were. Old Trafford was buzzing. I haven't seen that in a long time. They really, 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 really stood behind the team. And of course, judging from how United played, there was no way United were going to pull them off. They really put in their blood, sweat, and tears. Actually, come to think of it, United also has a very good squad. I think the only problem they have is in the middle, down in the middle. That's where they have Ugarte. I don't think he's up to par. I don't think he is going to do much this season. I think that's one of the reasons why they let him go from PSG. He's not that player. I don't think he's that player. He was making silly fouls, and he kept on being bullied as well. So you guys definitely need a defensive six, and I understand why you wanted Baleba. Unfortunately, Brighton are also not willing to sell him until next season. So I don't know, but Amorim needs to come with a plan. He definitely needs to come with a plan, and also he needs a goalkeeper, because if he does not, I believe those two positions are going to, get him in trouble. Because at some point, obviously, today, yes, we do clap hands because of how they played. There is some sort of confidence there. You also saw how devastated the players were when the whistle was blown, and obviously they lost. We saw how devastated they were because they believe. I also liked, their short passes as well. I mean, they were just at it. They were just at it. So what I want to say is that, yes, today they played good, but they lost, of course. That we shouldn't shy away from, and that's something they need to fix. And when you play good, we know that usually results will come. But having those two positions that he hasn't really solved, it might prove to be a problem somewhere in the season, and that might cost him his job. So he has to put pressure on management to actually bring in players for such positions, because I don't trust Onana, and the keeper today, I don't trust him. What happens when United now gets the pressure and they start attacking them? Today, obviously, he didn't get much attack. We saw that Arsenal were not really in the game as much, because United bullied them with possession. United bullied them with shots on target as well. So United just kept on fighting. They just does not have the second gear. I feel they just do not have the second gear, because they had Arsenal on the palm of their hand. They just needed to, put it up a notch and get something, and they could not get there. Arsenal just, stood still and held them, and at some point, obviously, fatigue set in, and when it did, United just could not come of it. They just could not come out of it, and just like that, Arsenal have managed to hold them, to hold them from scoring. And obviously, with this Arsenal side, you have to also put into account how they've, come out to play against teams like Man City, how they've come out to play against teams like Liverpool, PSG, Real Madrid. These are big guns, and Arsenal have learned to play with these guys. So when they have learned that, now they know how to play against teams that also, have, their fair share of ball possession, their fair share of also trying to score. They know how to do it, and Arsenal managed to do that against Man United in their home turf. And if there's anything that we learned today, is that United are definitely going to try to fight, and if you are to win at Old Trafford, you're going to have to put up a good fight, just like how Arsenal have. So yeah, that's all for us today. See you again tomorrow with another video of the weekend round off. We're going to be discussing all the teams that played and what we made of it. There's also Chelsea that played against Crystal Palace, which they got a draw, and I was a bit I'm surprised by that. I thought they had it, but also when you put into account who they were playing, Crystal Palace are actually very good. And a draw is not maybe too bad. Also, they had chances which they couldn't bury. So there's just a lot to talk about tomorrow. So apart from that, guys, do not forget to like and subscribe, and also engage in the comment section. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye.